do you guys want to come outside? I'm working, you can't. Stay inside. Go on, go on. Oh, you cheeky pig. Get in there. Well, good afternoon, bro chachos. So, let me just show you this area. So it's just all rubble, so it's a bit of a shit show, and the reason for that is I took up all the pavers because the pavers were going whoops like that, and I didn't like them, so I've still got a couple of pavers left there. So, and I've reused them sensibly over here, so I couldn't afford to buy new pavers, so I've taken them off and used them here. I sort of priced some decking and it's very expensive. It's a pretty big area, that. So essentially, not working and retired, I don't have a lot of money coming in, to be honest. So what I've got to do is do a decking on the cheap. And what I've done is I've gone around to the local industrial area and got some pallets. They're old second-hand pallets, but I kind of figured I could probably get a decking done with pallets. Now, it might sound bodgy, but you know, I've searched YouTube like everyone does, and I've seen guys build decks out of pallets. And I thought, wow, that's going to be a cheap option. So those pallets, I don't know how many there is. There's probably at least 40 pallets there. Cost me nothing. So we're starting out pretty good. So what I've done so far is I've got 2 pallets and I've done a bit of a roughie. I've screwed them together using a bit of timber, a bit of leftover timber that I had. I've also made it level that way, and I've made it slightly sloping down this way. Here, what I did, I put 2 old bits of timber that I had and I concreted them in, and I've got a paver there. I've had to cut a little section out for the downpipe. These pallets are not the finished product. All they're doing is basically they're the support, the framework for the decking, and my plan is to use pallets for the top decking as well. I'm going to put all the decking sections through my cutter so I can get them all the same width, and then I am at this stage looking at buying a thicknesser, and what that does is that flattens the timber so it's all the same height. So your decking, when you walk on it, it's fairly nice. And then, bro chachos, to keep the job nice and cheap, I'm planning on doing a mixture of diesel fuel and old engine oil, which I've also looked up on YouTube to find out a decking oil that I can use that I don't have to pay for. So, you know, probably get around about 10 or 15 litres of diesel and use old oil from my mighty high ace when I drain it, and mix that together and put it on the decking, and that's the finished product. So when you think about it, the only money I'm going to be spending is a bit of concrete for really good foundation, and I'm going to buy a thicknesser. Sure, you know, it's not essentially just for this job. The thicknesser will last me hopefully 20 years. So I'm not going to count that in the cost of this job, but I am going to count the concrete I use. probably the screws and any timber that I've had to buy. So yeah, let's see what I can build this deck for. It's quite big. It's probably about 20 meters, this deck. So 20-meter deck, you know, would set you back if you did it properly with all the right gear. At least I would say 5,000. Yeah, I'd say somewhere around that. So I'm hoping to get out of this for under 250 bucks. Yeah, see how we go. So I've screwed that in to there and this piece of timber, and I've got a footing. It's around about, it's probably about 280, 300 deep. So I'm going to put a bit of the quick dry concrete in there. Before I get too excited, is just to make sure that the pallets are level. They're not. So if I lift this up, hopefully it'll be level. Oh, that's better. Okay, so that has got to come up. Lovely. Glad I checked that. Piece of timber across here, because this has dropped down slightly. Even though I've got bits of timber there and there, this end here has slightly dropped down. So I'm gonna screw these bits together so this will come up a bit. I've hit a major problem. Looks like the sewer or whatever it is right there. So because I had to butcher this pallet to get it around that sewer pipe or down pipe or whatever it is, I am building two pieces of timber that will go in here and there, so the pipe can go in there. I've got to also trim them this way, get the height right. Two pieces that I've put in just to strengthen the pallet, because this section here has been completely cut out to accommodate that sewer pipe or whatever it is. There you go. So once that's at the right height, that breather or whatever you call it, I'm no plumber, should be right. So the other thing, brochachos, I've got that, I've got a down pipe, and I've also got another big pipe over there with an inspection hole. So when you build a deck over all of these things, you know, I'm kind of a little concerned if I have to get to any of these pipes. I've just gone and built a deck over them. But yeah, you know what, we'll deal with that if it ever comes to a point where I have to get access to these areas here. So I've screwed the pallets together so they're Oh, pretty close. I've got to get this end right as well, so it's pretty close. Just need to lift this end up a bit. So once I screw this in level, I'll get this end level, and we'll make sure all those 3 pallets are all in line with each other and nice and level. Yeah, 3rd pallet's in. So I've put 2 large pieces of timber in there, screwed them in, and so they're concreted in. At that end, what I've done is I've screwed that pallet to this pallet with some big 50mm screws. So 3 pallets down, brochachos. Probably another half a dozen, no, probably another dozen at least to go.